How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen, and welcome to the last day of Journey Together. And what better way to end it in the same way we started it, with Volcanion. And I gotta be honest, Journey Together was kinda mid. There, I said it. I'm sorry. Look, Iono's Belly Bolt saw no play. Hobzation is a dying breed. I like you, and have our standards fallen so low for an answer to Guardia that we're calling this a meta deck? Please. I've made meme decks that clap this thing by accident. Well, I'm excited for Destined Rivals. There's a ton of fun stuff in there that I feel like we're going to have a lot of fun cooking with. Now, last video I talked about how I got into this whole interaction with a rude commenter that all culminated in me getting an email from him asking me to help him make some changes to a deck he was working on. And I think it was received pretty well. I appreciate that you all were nice to him and gave him helpful feedback. But then I got a bunch more of you sending me your concepts for a deck and asking me to help you put it together, which is awesome. And I make you all the same offer as last time. If you want to reach out to me and send me your deck list for review, you can do that here at yeschefhusky@gmail.com, or you can crowdsource it from a community that's just like me in the Discord, linked in the description below. We have channels in there for deck builders, for people who want to participate in tournaments for prizes. We have battle rooms for people who want to test out their new builds before hitting the ladder. You'll never need to be a channel member or give me any form of money to hit me up for some feedback though, I promise. So anyway, I have a ton of videos I wanted to get out there before Destined Rivals came out, but instead I spent it doing a new playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. But the people needed me. This is one of two decks that I helped build, and I'm just going to do a dramatic reading of the email I got because that's the only way I can do it justice. Cypins Biz says, "Hey Husky, just saw your email about the hater in the comments turned student. Well, figured I'd shoot you an email about a list I'm working on, and let me tell you the story. So there I was minding my own business on the ladder, having fun with the Grimmsnarl Monkey Frostlast deck. In fact, I'm 99.99999% sure that it's your list I was using. So much fun, absolute refresher, a cold lemonade on a hot summer day kind of deck. So anyway, here I was pub stomping until I encountered this Volcanion / Magmortar / Medicham EX player who humbled me so fast it was as if I got hit by a train. They would start Volcanion, burn me, hot swap to Medicham, smack me right down to 50 HP, and then knocked me out during checkup with the extra burn damage from Magmortar. I was aghast, bewildered, flabbergasted, but ultimately intrigued. I combined both of my remaining brain cells to try and recreate the flaming train from PT's... I combined my remaining brain cells to try and recreate the flaming train from PTCGL hell I just got ran over with, and have kindly attached it to this email. It lacks consistency in its current form. It needs equal amounts of Switch as it does Pokemon Search, and I haven't quite found the secret sauce. So I leave it to you, the chef, to cook this up. How is it that I read this better than I read my own scripts, man? But anyway, this is what I was sent, and as Cypins said, the goal here is to use Medicham EX, a stage 1 Pokemon with 260 HP and a 2 colorless attack called Chiatsu, which places damage counters until the opponent's remaining HP is 50, which we can combine with Volcanion's Burn, which it needs to be inactive to apply, and we also combine it with Magmortar's ability to add 3 more damage counters on a burn. So really all we need is just to set one up so that we can start pulling off this one-shot KO on anything in the game. So the first thing I did was cut down on the amount of Switch, and replaced most of it with a Latias. Because Volcanion is a basic, we can at least use our Retreat Return to handle most of it, which should clear us a bunch of space. So now it's 2 Switch, no Surfer, and no Rescue Boards. The worst thing that can happen to this deck is having Magmortar Retreat locked, so the Switches and Jet Energies are nice to have in here. After Game 3 and testing, I might even recommend 2 of them. I really don't like Dangerous Laser in here. I actually kind of hate it altogether. I would much rather lean into a consistency A-spec. Secret Box works pretty well for this, and after some other changes, we won't even need to run 4 Arven to find it. So here's my version where I put in the Latias and basically built this to be like what you would want from a poison package, because it's really similar. We have an end goal of getting Volcanion into the active and popping a burn and a TM Evo and get 2 Magmortars on turn 1. If we can pull that off, we actually have donk potential up to 80 damage going second. You won't win a ton of games like that, but you might, and sometimes that's funny. So because we need 2 Magmars, a Volcanion, a Latias, a Squawk, and a Meditite, I had to up the Nest Ball count to 4 and kept Artazon as the stadium. We need as much setup as possible without being Precious Trolley, because we need more than just Pokemon. I also went 4 Carmine, so we are making this a full turbo build. If everything goes right, we'll be running through half of our deck on turn 1. So because of that, we're going to want to go higher on the recovery options. 2 Super Rod, 2 Night Stretcher, and honestly after testing you probably couldn't even go wrong with the Pal Pad. I discarded both of my bosses way too many times in testing. Like I mentioned before, I kept the 1 Jet Energy, but honestly sometimes I felt like I might have liked the second one. I actually got some crazy awesome plays off with this build, so I don't want to waste any more time explaining. I'd rather just show you how it did. Alrighty, welcome to game 1. We are in fact going second. We are testing out a subscriber deck with Volcanion EX and with Medicham. So we start Volcanion, that's the ideal start. We have a lot to work with here. 2 Nest Balls and an Ultra Ball. This should be fine. This should be fine. Yeah, we can get rid of a good chunk of this deck, this hand. Let's see what we're playing. I'm thinking probably Charizard. Let's see it. Let's see it. It is Charizard. Alright, opponent's turn. Serious donk potential here. We have some of the pieces we need for a donk. Come on. Don't bench anything. Oh, okay. He did bench a second thing. That sucks. But we can still knock out this Charmander. We got a Latias. That's pretty good. Alright, so let's see what we have. We have 2 Magmortars in deck. We have 3 Medichams. Alright. Cool. I think, yeah, this Squawk is in there. Let's go ahead and grab this Squawk right now. Grab Nest Ball. Let's go ahead and grab a second Meditite. Or, sorry. Not a second Meditite, but a first one. And I believe I am going to go ahead and attach that. I'll drop the Ultra Ball. That's not a big deal to me. We are going to see some cards here. Alright, we got Carmine. That's fine. We also have Professor's Research. Professor's Research is slightly better here. Dang, can you believe that no TM Evo shows up through half of our deck? Ah, that sucks, man. What did we lose in order to get that? We lost 1 Medicham, so that's not too bad. Because most of what we lost was just nothing too serious. We lost 2 energies, we lost a Night Stretcher, and the Carmine, which we don't really need anyway. I think we're okay. Alright, so he does get the turn 2 candy. Got the Charizard going. He can hit us for 180 right now. Unless he can pull a miracle and get like the, what is it called, the black belt. Defiance Band. Okay, he's gonna be ahead, so this isn't too bad. Alright. We got by that. Scalding Steam. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get that off right now. I think I want to go. No Secret Box. Wow. Okay. Okay. That hurts. That feels kind of bad. Let's drop the Volcanion. we go for the, let's do the Medicham. And then let's TM Evo the other two. Yeah, that'll be the play. And he does stay burned, so we like that. Now is when I kind of want those energies back. Or a Crispin, which I haven't seen yet somehow. Pretty sure I play like 3 of them. Okay. Now the question is, does he stay burned here? Because if he stays burned, we should be alright. Okay, he stays burned, so that's actually really good. All we need is an energy and we can get the KO. Ayo, Crispin. Alright, that does it. That does it. We'll go ahead and Crispin here. We'll do this. We'll take the... let's take the fire in our hand. It doesn't matter. We just need that one energy on that. And we can put the other one here. We'll do that. We'll do the Chiatsu. And then it dies to burn. Cool. There's a secret box. Okay, secret box should get me a majority of what I need. Alright, Ultra Ball, he can do it, yep. Okay. So I think I understand what I have to do now. Okay, he's selling out completely on this Charizard. He can hit pretty good with... actually, no, he misses the KO, doesn't he? Yeah, he hits for 240. Alright, that's actually kind of perfect. Alright, so we can... you know what's not perfect, though, is that we still need the Volcanion. Alright, Burning Darkness, okay. Got it. Okay, so let's go ahead and secret box right now. We're gonna go ahead and drop all of that. Let's keep a boss. We can get an Artazon, we can get a TM Evo. I think we want Night Stretcher. What else do we have in here? We still have 4 energies. Do we want to risk Carmine? Let's do research, actually. Yeah, I'm okay with pulling all this out of the deck. Alright, so... let's go ahead and Stretcher. Let's guarantee the energy. I don't want to play either... I don't want to play the Artazon because I don't want to give him an out. Could Super Rod something back if we needed to. Maybe nice to get the Volcanions back in the deck. Okay, we can do that. And then Chiatsu. Do 280 damage there. Didn't get the burn, but that's okay. We're about to lose this Medicham. Maybe Squawk isn't the play, because Squawk takes up valuable bench space that I could use for a second Volcanion. But at the same time, Squawk is Nest Ball searchable and will get me 6 new cards. So it is kind of valuable in here too. I don't know. Okay. So this is alright. I think the Volcanion just wins it. What we gotta do is just Nest Ball, Volcanion, and then retreat. Scalding Steam, then end turn. That's a GG. Nice. Okay. Wasn't perfect, but we got it. Alrighty, welcome to game 2. If game 1 taught me anything, it's that I am still a little bit iffy on Squawk. Might have to mess with it a lot more to see if I actually do want it. Alright, we got Dragapult with Dusknoir again. Very, very creative. Okay, Nest Ball bails us out. We like that. This is where I like Squawk. See, because this hand is not great, but a Nest Ball bails me out of this bad hand. Alright, he benches his Fez really early. Okay. So, let's do Nest Ball. We have Latias, we have Squawk. Okay. Let me just check and see how many Magmortars I have. I've got all 3. Only have one more Magmar, though. So, we can actually knock this Duskull if we play it right. So I think the first thing I want is Squawk. Get that counter gain on there. I think I just Squawk this away. I don't really need any of this. Alright, Secret Box works. We got the Volcanion. Nest Ball gets us the Latias. We can get the Latias into the active. Do I still have 2 in the deck? We do still have 2 in the deck. Alright. Cool. So I can get rid of practically all of this. Yep, so I still need an energy, so I'm going to probably have to dig for a Vessel. So Stadium will be Artazon. Evo, we need that. We need the Vessel. Unless I did discard an energy. Cool, so Night Stretcher might be fine then. I will do Night Stretcher. And then we've got a research for next turn. Alright, let's do that. Oh, actually, not even a research for next turn. We have for this turn. Okay. So then maybe a Nest Ball would have been better. Alright. We'll go Artazon. Let's get another Magmar down. Alright, so this is where it's tricky, right? Because if I draw into another Magmortar, I cannot TM Evo. This is tricky. I don't think I need anything else right now, actually, now that I think about it. It's not a big deal. I'm going to save the research. It feels bad. It feels bad, but I would rather not draw into a Magmortar. We'll just do this, get the knockout in the Duskull. I actually had no idea I could still use the research. I forgot completely that I haven't used a supporter. Wasn't expecting to draw into my secret box like that. Usually I have to Arven for it. So that's actually pretty good. So we have a research for next turn. Is he gonna leave this Strecloak in the active? Because I can just knock it out too. No, actually it is just past the threshold of me knocking it out. Let's see, I burned through half my deck already. What did I lose? I lost a boss. I lost an Iono, and my Jet Energy. Okay, so it's looking like he's not going to keep that in the active. He's probably going to retreat into the Budu. Which is fine, because I'm not really in desperate need of a item right now. Alright, HE Pollen for 10, that's not a huge deal. What is the top deck? It's just going to be a fighting. I believe I want to start loading up the Meditite. But I could also load up this guy. No, we're not going to do that. Let's just go ahead and give him the fighting. Research, see what we can draw into. Alright, nothing usable. We'll just go ahead and Scalding Steam. He's only got 3 cards. So there's actually a decent chance he cannot pull into anything he needs to. He can Fez this turn. But, actually no, he can't. He cannot Fez because the burn killed it. Okay, he does get the energy he needs. But he cannot KO this turn unless he gets a Dusclops. But even then, that'll cost him a prize to do it. Is there anything worth Super Rod? We have a Magmortar and we have a Medicham in there. Okay. Yeah, that hand was kind of full of supporters, so I'm okay with losing that. We have a Volcanion for next turn, so that's good. Volcanion and a Switch. Okay. He's got the Pult. Phantom Dive, and I do not die to this, so that's great, actually. Okay. 10, 10, 40. Makes sense. Not really, actually. We're gonna go with it. Alright, we got the Medicham. Gonna Scalding Steam. We Carmine. We have the energy. Hey, now we're cooking, now we're cooking. Alright, so now we retreat into the Medicham. We do the Chiatsu. Hit it for 270. Burns for 80 more. And the Pult goes down in 1 hit. Love to see that. Amazing. Alright. I will take my 2 prizes. Thank you. And my favorite part about that is the fact that he still can't use Fez after all that. Alright, so Jock does get what he needs. He is going to take a huge turn here. Let's see it. Curse Blast goes where? Onto the Magmortar? No, not the Magmortar. Yeah, he's taking a massive turn here. Okay, so he's going 200 to the active. He just needs 10 over there. He can put 50 wherever he wants. Yeah, he's basically caught up. Going down to 2 prizes this turn. Okay. Definitely hurts. Definitely hate to see that. But I think we got rid of our boss, didn't we? We got rid of one of our bosses. If we can get something else bossed up to the active, we could be okay. Do we have a play? I don't feel like we have a play. Alright, so there's that. We can get him into the active. We'll do some Scalding Steam action here. We don't have a play. Ain't nothing we can do. Yep. That's unfortunate. I don't want to watch myself lose to a Dragapult, so I'm just going to go ahead and give up. But this is a demonstration of what that can do. Like, that Dragapult, like, they played it really smart. But being able to take that out in one shot like that, that's kind of nice. Alright, so this is like my 6th or 7th attempt at a game 3, because I either get like really early concessions or I get people who just don't know what they're doing. None of which makes for very good footage. So whatever happens here is staying in, and I get all 3 of my Volcanions in one go. That's wild. Alright, I'm gonna bench both of them. Well, so I'm gonna bench 2 of them, I should say. Alright. These are new hollow effects. That's kinda nice. Okay, so there is potential here that I do KO this thing. But I would need a second Magmar. I'm gonna have to go without the Latias, which is okay because I really only need a Latias to get a Volcanion in the active, and I started with one. So that's alright. I just need to make sure my Squawk is in there. If Squawk's in there, we're okay. Torchic, we want Blaziken. Oh, it's Hydreigon. Interesting. Okay. We're gonna have to look very carefully what's in there. We have the Latias, we have the Squawk. What is not there? What is not there? We have our box. Okay. We have 3 Magmortars in deck. Alright, so that's fine. So let's take the Squawk. Gonna dump the hand. Did get a research. Gonna go ahead and drop it on the Volcanion. Let's Scalding Steam. Research. Please, let's get a... No Evo. No Evo. Okay. That's it. That's all we got. No Evo. You would think through half the deck we might get an Evo or possibly a secret box, but we did not. That's kind of how it's been. That's how it's been. I'm always one piece short of what I need. None of that would have done it either. So we're down both of our bosses. Carmine, 2 research, and a Crispin. Alright, so if he doesn't move this Mimikyu, what we can do is we can burn it, evolve the Magmor. Okay, wait, alright, so we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and evolve this. We are going to burn it. I'm going to Crispin, get both of these. Doesn't matter what I put in my hand because they're both going to end up on this guy. That'll go there. That'll go there. And I'm going to... Do I need a Night Stretcher or anything? Not really. We didn't lose a Magmortar, so we're good. Alright, so I will go ahead and Scorching Cyclone for 0 damage. The only reason why I want to do that is because I want to move this energy over to you, so that you're ready to go for next turn. Cool. You have any energy in the discard? You do. Blaziken to power up Hydreigon's kind of an interesting concept. Lucky research. You lose the Hydreigon though. Combuskin. A lot of supporters in the discard right now. Alright, Seething Spirit. Where are you sending it? To your Hydreigon. Okay. Getting that ready to go. I read you. Alright, so you're at 200 damage. I'm gonna survive this, so that's good. So I'm gonna come back with the Medicham to finish off this Blaziken. We like it. We like it. Smolder Soul for 200. Misses the KO. Alright, I'm in business now. I am that guy. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Scalding Steam. Oh, I don't have the Latias. Yikes, okay. That could have been pretty bad if I didn't have that switch in hand. Nothing Night Stretcher back, so let's go ahead and Carmine. I would like some new cards. We do have a Magmortar. We have another switch too. Go ahead and Chiatsu. Boom, 270 damage. 80 more. Goodbye, Blaziken. Okay, Nest Ball gets us a Latias. Alright, he's got the Crystal, got the Iono. We go down to 3. Feels a little bit bad, but we're okay. We have an energy, so we can still attack. can get the Hydreigon back from the discard. Can he evolve it this turn? Yeah, he can. Alright, so he's got the Crashing Headbutt. He can do 200 damage and discard a little bit. Alright. And there goes the Latias. That doesn't feel too good. Okay. Did I use my other switch? I only used the one switch. So I think... Let's see. Yeah, I know. Alright. Let's go ahead and hit that Night Stretcher. We have a Jet Energy. Okay, yeah. We'll do this. We're gonna retreat into the Volcanion. Scalding Steam. Jet Energy this back up to the front. Chiatsu again. Boom, 280. Knock it out. Love it. Let's go. Okay. And next turn we can also Yoga Kick, so that's nice. And it's a concede, we go. Alright, or we go. Let's go. I actually kind of like the way it runs. Switching it over to Turbo did make it a lot more consistent to get everything set up, but I still found myself missing one piece for that perfect setup each time. But maybe you'll have an idea of fixing that in the comments. As always, my goal here is to show you what decisions I make when I deck build to help you make those decisions for yourself. And as always, please make sure you're being helpful in the feedback. Destined Rival starts tomorrow, and I will be hitting that grind real soon. Until then, thanks for watching, and I can't wait to get into that new stuff. If you're new around here, please consider a sub, but either way, I want to thank you all for making it this far into the video. I'm having a great time doing this with y'all. I'll see you in the next one.